Welcome to the Living Artist Podcast. I'm your host, Preston M. Smith. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Living Artist Podcast. I'm Preston M. Smith, at PMS Artwork everywhere on internet land and socials. I want to thank you for landing on this podcast. Whether you're a professional artist, just getting started in the art world, a collector of art, or just consider yourself a creative person, this podcast has something for you. I like to think of it as a fun way to rant and talk to other creative people about living the life of an artist, surviving and getting ahead in the art world, and enjoying your life. But most importantly, not waiting until you're dead to make it happen. All right, let's get started. Hello, and welcome back to the Living Artist Podcast. I'm your host, Preston Smith, and we're going to get right into it today. Today, we're going to be talking about the 3 S's.
Wait. Well, the 3 S's? I don't think that's a thing. This just sounds like some sort of clever marketing ploy. Come on, is this a thing? Be real.
I mean, yeah, it kind of is a thing. I mean, I'm just talking about 3 things that are important that start with S.
I gotta agree with Muppet here. I don't think that's the thing. I think you're talking out of your own ass there.
Hey, Bill Burr. Okay. I mean, I'm just trying
I'm gonna stop you right there. This is your friend, Tony Robbins. And I'm gonna agree with these 2 fine gentlemen here. This is more up my alley. And the 3 S's just isn't a thing, okay?
Okay, T-Rob. All right, you know what? The 3 S's is bullshit. There's no such thing as the 3 S's.
I knew it.
I'm going to talk about 3 things that start with S's today anyway. They are just 3 quick things that I have been on my mind, and they just happen to start with S. So we're going to start with social media. And as many of you know, I have taken a break from social media for over 2 months. I have not been on Instagram. I haven't been really on Facebook. I've shared a couple things from an art marketplace, but I haven't been on Instagram. I haven't done anything on Instagram. I haven't answered anybody on Instagram. So if anybody's asked me anything, if anybody's reached out, I have had to take a break from social media for my own healing and mental health. I'm still doing it. It's just been too hard with what I've been going through. I've been under a lot of stress. Any added stress just throws my nervous system out of whack and I can't heal. But I wanted to talk about social media as an experiment for all of us, because maybe you are not going through what I'm going through, but maybe it is something that could work to your advantage, actually, to take a break from social media. We're all under a lot of stress. We all feel the pressure. I think sometimes it's just a nice thing to clean the slate and just recalibrate, because I think we all feel like we have to be on social media all the time. I was growing my followers for many, years. I don't know how many I have right now, but I was, in the 12, 13, 14,000 followers. And, I was posting every day, many times a day. And I was very strategic about it. I've talked about that on here. I get in, I get out, I do my thing. I try to support people, and I try to just get some content out there that I like. And I'm always artistic about it. And that's great. But it does still take a toll. And I noticed that with me. I would come out of social media, even when I was being very strategic, I would come out of it still feeling a little bit like crap, or feeling the FOMO, or feeling just stressed out and anxious and just not very good about myself. So this last 2+ months, while I have had my, whatever you want to call it, health breakdown, has been really good for me to take a break. Maybe you're at a stage where you're just killing it and you're loving social media. That's fine. If you enjoy it and you're doing it well, keep doing it. But if you're overstressed, tasked or overtaxed with your, your mental state, maybe taking a break from social media would be a good thing. Take it from me. It has helped. And, I think it's one of those things where I see a lot of people on a different kind of spectrum of how much they use social media. There are some people I think that really do just get joy and generate joy from being on there. And if that's you, if that's honestly you, then what you're doing is probably working. But I see a lot of people who are on there. It seems to be like they're on there 4 or 5 hours a day. And that doesn't seem very healthy. It just seems like you're making yourself feel like you're productive if you're on it that much. What can you really be doing on social media? I mean, if you're doing like live interviews and stuff like that, that's one thing. But if you're just on there scrolling and liking and posting little things here and there and watching shorts and that kind of shit, it's probably not productive, and it's probably zapping you of some creativity you could be putting elsewhere. And it's also probably zapping you of, some mental health, and it might be taxing your mental health a little bit. So it's up to you to decide where you are on that spectrum. And if you think you're on that spectrum of like being tasked by it, then maybe you should take a little bit of a breather and just see how that works for you. It can maybe help you just reestablish an equilibrium. It's kind of like the stock market, right? The stock market might just explode one day, and then there's a correction. It kind of goes down and fluctuates. Maybe you just need a little bit of a correction period where you take a break from it, see how you feel, and then you can kind of do some baby steps back in there. Because for me, I know I felt like I feel like if I didn't go on there and if I didn't post content every day, even if I was only on there for a half an hour, it started to grow a little bit. I thought I was, had it under control, but it started to be more like an hour a day, which is too much for me. But let's say you're getting on there and you're just creating some content 15, 30 minutes a day, and you're being really strategic with it like I was. Maybe it's time to start looking at the numbers and see, well, is this paying off? Like, are you getting a return on your investment of that time even? I was getting some sales for quite a while on social media, and it was a return, but those started to fall off a little bit. And as Instagram kind of changed the rules and changed, the amount of people that are being seen that don't have a blue check mark, that aren't paying for it, I saw diminishing returns on that 100%. And, I found that it hasn't really hurt me that much to be off of it. So just take some of these things I'm saying and weigh them in your own life and see if this could work for you, or just take some time to reevaluate how much time you're putting into social media and if it's working for you, if you're getting that return on investment. Okay, that first S went a little longer than expected, but let's get into the second S. The second S for me is shipping. That is something that's been on my mind recently, as I had a little bit of a snafu on one of my shipments to a collector. I'm always extremely careful with my shipments. This piece just happened to be like 30 pounds. And even though it was very reinforced and packaged very well, it seemed like the shipper dropped it from a very high altitude and it got damaged. It got smashed. One of the corners got smashed, even through the padding, even through the corner protection. And it didn't ruin the entire painting, but it definitely damaged it. And it's something that I have to put a lot of time into repairing. And the collector wasn't happy about it. And it made sense. Luckily, I was able to remedy that, and I was able to get them another painting and ship it out to them. And they ended up being very happy. And I think they saw that I had put a lot of effort into the shipping anyway, but it just made me think about some other stuff. And I put a lot of time into a shipment I did this week. I put an hour and a half into just protecting this thing because it had some unique angles to it. And I was very proud of how I packaged it. I'm proud of all my packaging, but I was really proud of how I did this because I feel like it's an art form in and of itself. I feel like if somebody opens your package and they look at it and they go, oh, wow, this is like really cool how this person packaged this. They almost don't even want to touch it. I think that shows, a lot of care for your work. And I think it really makes the collector see that you appreciate your own work and you value your own work. Because I've seen a lot of people through the gallery or through, just other personal experience that have just thrown their artwork into a package and it gets damaged, or even if it doesn't get damaged, they get lucky. It just looks like it was just thrown together and they don't care. And I think that really shows how you look at your own work and how you handle and how you value your own work. It's like how you do anything is how you do everything, right? I think if you're a collector and you see somebody not really handling their shipping well or not packaging their work well, you're going to hesitate and you're going to pause, and you might not ever order from that artist again. And if you see that they really put a lot of time into it and they value it, not only are they going to value it more, they're going to be like, wow, yeah, this is really worth something. The artist put a lot of effort into this. Yeah, that kind of validates my feelings of how this artwork should be valued. And then not only are they going to value the piece more that they're putting in their home or their office or wherever they're putting it, but they're also going to be more likely to buy from you again. So that's just one thought on shipping. today. And, just how you do anything is how you do everything. So take value in every part of the process. So that's S number 2. What is S number 3?
I know. Cereal. Cereal's the next S.
Serial, unless you're talking about a serial number, is actually starts with a C. So we're probably not going to use that one.
Yeah, whatever. I was talking about serial numbers.
Okay, well, that's fine. But we're not going to talk about that anyway. We're going to talk about another S, and I'm back and forth between success and strategy. But I think I'm going to talk about success because I've been going through a existential crisis recently. It's putting a lot of things into perspective of how you view certain things that you've held important in your life. And I think that's important for all of us artists and, human beings, obviously, but artists for the sake of this podcast to, go over and think about and to, reestablish how we think of certain things. Because I think how you think of certain things is how you shape your life and how you shape your strategy and how you shape your mindset and all the things that go along with that. So success for me has been in stages of life. We've talked about this on the podcast before. When I was younger, success meant being extremely famous, having a lot of money, having a lot of adoration, and just, live fast, die young type of situation. And, that changed. Success ended up kind of being for me, being more of like an entrepreneur, having that kind of a spirit as I approach my art and, getting my artwork out there, putting in the time, pounding the pavement, doing the consistent work all the time, getting, your work into a lot of people's homes, into galleries, into institutions, and just having people appreciate your work. Not necessarily, you're a household name and everybody's like, wants you at all their parties. You're just making a killing left and right. That wasn't so much the way I viewed success in this second stage of my art. And that really served me well. Talk about, setting your expectations well, and then having that change your strategy and having that change the way you visualize and your mindset, and then having that be something that you actualize or manifest in your life. I manifested that very well in my life. And I did it for 10 years very strongly, selling work consistently across platforms, in galleries, through my studio, getting my work out there, getting interviewed, getting into some things that I was just open to, like, for example, art in embassies, or getting onto some other podcasts or magazine articles. That has all been great. A little, mini documentary that was made about me. Those things are all wonderful, and I consider those to be success. And I've been thinking about success recently in a different way. And that is more of like, how can I have a successful life in general and have that be intertwined with my art? So maybe you're not pounding the pavement, and maybe you're not working yourself to death all the time, or strategizing all the time, or being so consistent every day that you're adding a level of stress to your body that is detrimental to your health. My new outlook on success going through, whoops, I just dropped my phone. This is real life, everybody. We're keeping it in. We're going to keep it in. Fuck it. We're doing it live. So, anyway, where was I? My new perspective on success is, and you might think, oh, he's getting soft. He went through this experience and he's getting soft. I'm actually not getting soft. I am starting to see things in a way that I can take what I have put and what I've applied and what I've constructed in my life up to this point. And a lot of these things that I have laid foundations on and build a couple layers on top of that, I can use that and I can work smarter, not harder, from this point on. And I can actually use things like what we're talking about, the gratitude and being open to receiving things and law of attraction and all that stuff, but just also just doing things from a place of not forcing it, letting things come to me a little bit more, working smarter, not harder, like the social media thing. Some of those things are diminishing returns. Okay, you're on social media for an hour and a half, you posted something, and then you lost an hour or an hour and 15 minutes, and you felt bad, and you didn't really see any return on that anyway. Okay, gone. That's gone. What other things am I wasting time on that I can just cut out from my life? Some of that is I was uploading stuff every single day to marketplaces, and, maybe I don't need to do it every day. Maybe it's every other day. Maybe that saves me 2 days of work that I can be putting into the studio. I could be putting into strategies or just my mindset or self-care. That's one way of just cutting things down a bit and freeing up some more time, but also just the mindset of being open to receive things in a more peaceful and non-forceful way. I think that is something that I'm going to be working on from now on, and I will be trying to apply from this day forward, which is how can I do things in a more effortless way while still putting all of my joy, love, emotion, content into the work that I'm doing and the art that I'm doing, and have it land in a more just effortless way, working smarter, not harder, maximizing my time away, my self-care, my time with my family, friends, loved ones, and also, having it be something that is just open to other paths that I've maybe cut myself off from in the past and different ways in to success. Like you wouldn't really think of as like a strategy of like, working, but as a more hands-off, open to receiving things from a different angle, that kind of a strategy. I think that can be really powerful. And, taking the road less traveled, not just doing what everybody else is doing and jumping on trends. Not that I've been doing that, but, this is happening now, or this social media is happening now. You got to do this and you got to build it this way. And your podcast now, video podcasts are really powerful. So you got to jump on that now. You got to build a studio and you got to be doing video podcasts. Well, maybe I don't need to be doing that. Maybe I need to be thinking of something that resonates a little bit stronger with me and that is a little bit smarter, not harder, and something that's outside of the box and something that just feels effortless and fluid. So that's what I'm going to be doing moving forward. And I'm really excited about tackling stuff from this perspective because I definitely was feeling the stress of the work and a lot of the stuff and the pressure I've been putting on myself and the pressure that society puts on you. And, it's not the reason that I got sick, but it definitely doesn't help me to heal. And it doesn't help me to be the best version of myself and the best version of the artist that I want to be. So that's something for you to think about. Take these 3 S's, think about them in your own life and see how you can apply them to your own life. And I really hope that this was something that was meaningful for you. We've got Thanksgiving coming up this week, in America at least. And, I hope you have some time to be with your family and friends and enjoy a very positive and grateful Thanksgiving. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Still not feeling too well, so probably not going to be doing much. But whatever I do, I'm going to be with my wife and I'm going to be grateful for whatever I have at the moment and the gains that I've made, not only on my health, but my mental health and my art up to this point. So thanks for listening, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Take care of everybody else out there. And we will see you next time.
Wait. Actually, I like the idea of the 3 S's. I came up with my own 3 S's. You want to hear them?
Okay. Shoot.
Oh, okay, great. It's cereal, ceasefire, and centuries.
Yeah, again, those are all words that start with a C but sound like it. You know what? It's fine. That's a great list.
Yeah, thanks so much. Here's 2 more for you. So long, suckers!
This has been the Living Artist Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I just want you to know that I appreciate you being here, and I'm grateful to be in your ears. Your art and creative life on this planet is meaningful, so thank you for sharing it with me. If you like this podcast, whatever platform you're listening to it on, please subscribe and share it with your friends. You can also leave me a positive review to show your support. This helps me to reach more people with the algorithmic magic and keep the show going strong. If you want to see more of what I do and check out the art that I create, you can visit my website at www.pmsartwork.com or follow me on social media everywhere at PMS Artwork. That's it for now. See you back here next time.